All right, I got a viewer request to do Beach Access 46 from user on YouTube B8B8B8BB88. Checking out Oleander Drive, right off Front Beach Road. Beach Access 44, Beach Access 45. Beach Access 46, Beach Access 47, Beach Access 48, Beach Access 49, and Beach Access 50. Welcome to the channel. I am Matt the Lizard, your guide in this adventure and exploration. Today we're at Beach Access 46. I had a viewer request this particular beach access point because they're going to be staying nearby. So I'm going a little bit out of order, but we will see how it goes and see what's nearby within walking distance and kind of show off this unique spot, which all the beach access points are just a little bit unique. They have different amenities. Remember to keep both hands inside the ride until the video comes to a complete stop. Let's go see what's going on. First thing to notice is there is ample parking at this beach access point. All the way down to where that sign says no parking between the signs. There's a big gap where there's no parking allowed, but beyond there and all the way up to here there's parking. And all the way down here there's parking. You got to kind of be careful, make sure you don't drive down the hill. This set of houses is a little bit different in that there's like a frontage road, access road. Creates a little bit of a privacy barrier for the people living or staying here. Not all the access points have this. It is kind of nice. Panama City Beach was made up of a bunch of different little beach areas before they were incorporated in, I think, 1970, 69, 70, somewhere in there. The life of a YouTuber. Thank you for that, guy in the truck. Well, anyway, so you're gonna see some different things. Not everything's laid out in a grid pattern. Not everything's symmetrical. Not everything makes sense. But that's what gives it its local charm. All right, we'll go down the access path and see what's going on. The typical signage we're sure used to seeing at all the access points. Rip currents, which is a real thing. And some other beach rules. You don't see this at every place. All pretty much standard stuff. And they have a trash can that gets serviced regularly. And this particular beach access is sponsored by the Bryan family. Thanks to them. I need to do that. Another weird little mysterious building. This is triangular shaped. It has electrical going to it. My guess is maybe it's a pump station for water or something. Oh yeah, it is. It's a lift station. Mystery solved. I like the shape. That's cool. That's kind of weird, but I guess it's functional. A very interesting beach thing that's happened. I think I've talked about this before. People come, they fly here, or they're in an SUV with their family, and they don't have a lot of space. They don't always bring beach toys, so they'll buy beach toys. And then a lot of these access points, it's almost become habit. This is not necessarily littering. They leave them here because they don't want to take them home. And this creates a recycling program, as it were. So have a toy, leave a toy. You can see to the east of us here, it's about 75 degrees out at 10:30 a.m. on this chipper Sunday morning. There's the county pier. East of there, all the way to the east end of the beach, is St. Andrews State Park, which we filmed at. Here's the Days Inn, and there's a Holiday Inn Select, which we may talk about later. I'm gonna go find out. There might be a surprise in there. I wanted to be surprised too, so I didn't say anything. This is cool. This is a, they call them a shibumi. A little bit easier beach tent to put up. You just face it in the direction of the wind, and you get shade. Look at that view. All these rental cottages, all different styles, in a cornucopia of colors. Patchwork of design parameters in paradise. Directly south of us, of course, the Gulf of Mexico, which there's some debate. And I'd like to settle this in my comment. Please put in the comments, do you consider the Gulf of Mexico the ocean? A lot of the locals say that it's a gulf and it's not the ocean. They go online and say, hey, where can I see the ocean in Panama City Beach? And a lot of people say, well, you need a telescope. It's a waterway of the ocean. So I guess I'm semantically looking for the scientific accurate term. I've tried Googling it. You get different answers. Like anything else on the internet, confirmation bias. You keep looking until you find the answer you like. I want to know what you guys think. Is that the ocean? All I know is it's paradise. And I am extremely fortunate to be able to live here. Not everybody lives where they want to live. I kind of do. Drawn to Central Florida a little bit, but you can't beat this. To the west, you can see that pier. That's the city pier, the Russell Fields Pier, and it's extended out from Pier Park, the major shopping district. Panama City Beach doesn't really have a downtown area like typical towns do. So I would say Pier Park is probably their downtown. Has streets, shops. It has a tourist section and what they call the local section. The tourist section has all the beach shops, Ron John, things like that. The local section, according to my wife, is where JCPenney is. Here's something I've talked about before. The dunes, they must be protected. Keeping them from eroding. Oh, wow, look at that little succulent plant growing wild. That's kind of neat. Anyway, keeping the dunes from eroding does tend to protect the whole town. The dunes become a natural barrier against storms. So it's not necessarily landscaped. It's what I like to call Spanish heritage. This is how Florida looked when the Spaniards discovered it. Something else interesting over here. You can see this gate and all this driftwood. Just trying to keep people out. Not everyone like you and I has respect for other people's property, but this helps remind them. Probably a little bit of a sound deadener too. It looks like it's all driftwood. That's cool. And get a better view of this little frontage road street here. Starts all the way down there and ends all the way down there. It curves up into the Casa Loma parking lot area, back on the Front Beach Road, which is that road where I'm parked, and then actually Front Beach merged with Middle Beach Road up there, and follows along the coast. Front, Middle, and Back Beach Road are all somewhat parallel to each other. The beach is not very wide. It's about 27 miles long. So if you're on one of those three roads, you should be able to get across town pretty easily, if there's no traffic, which there's always traffic. I went to Pensacola, had trouble parking, visiting a friend. And I said, man, it's so hard to park over here. The traffic's so bad. And he informed me, he said, well, this has come to you guys late. This whole country's this way. So we had a quiet paradise for quite a while. And ever since really Hurricane Michael, we kind of had the traffic jam that never ended. So many people came here during a recent pandemic event, and a lot of people stayed. So we're very busy with traffic. You can hear all the cars behind me, and that's the scenic route. All right, we're gonna take a look and see what else is up around here within walking distance. I will say this beach access point does not have any facilities that I saw. There are garbage cans, so that's good, but there's no shower, no restroom or anything. Again, a lot of these beach access points are just really, they're not exclusive to the houses here, but they're meant for all these houses to be able to walk down to the beach, or any of the houses across the street to be able to access the beach. So if you're that close with your house, you really don't need a restroom and a shower. Okay, right here is a beatnik store. There's more than one of these in Panama City Beach. Typical, they have alternative lifestyle things and a beach shop inside. Souvenirs. You see how residential it is down here on both sides of the street. And over here we have a piercing and tattoo studio. A lot of people come here on vacation and they get that done. It's not for me, but to each their own. Right down there you can see beach access 47. So maybe about 100 yards away from beach access 46. I really like this house. Very kind of Spanish Mediterranean looking. It's probably a duplex, Airbnb style. Very modern. I like the colors, I like the design. It almost looks like the garages have either fake doors on them or they've converted that into living space. Really hard to tell. There's a cool stairway in between. Goes all the way up. That could be 6 units. It's possible. You can see the footprint's not very wide. If I had to guess, about the usual, 50 feet wide on the lot. And they build up. Here's Classic Rentals. In the city limits of Panama City Beach, and I think the county as well, scooter rentals have been outlawed. Now, if you own a scooter and it's, 50 cc's, you definitely can drive it. But to rent one, they put put the stop to that. Golf carts are a big rental item, and those slingshots are real popular. I'm not gonna lie, I'd like to rent one someday. He's a good guy, he's been here in business for a long time. Just another good guy making money, as he should. We have a Caribbean cuisine restaurant. A while back, this was Mexican food. It was really good. I've never eaten here. It could be great, but it steps away from Access 46. And then right across the way is number 48. So you can see how close together the beach access points are. That's not far at all. Once you get off the main strip here, you can see how residential it is behind me. There's a lot of houses, golf cart friendly community. And you will have a lot of permanent residents just this side of the beach. You will have some on the beachfront also, but there's so much money involved that a lot of those are rentals. This is kind of a cool house. I like the cedar shakes. And another Airbnb duplex or sixplex, hard to say. And here's a pawn shop for those of you who do alternative banking while on vacation, no less. Okay, it says no trespassing, so I'm gonna stop right here. But look at that thing. If somebody pawned a T-Rex coming out of a mountain, I mean, I want to go pay off that pawn ticket, because I think that would look awesome in my living room. Weird. Across the street, you can see Access 49. And down here, a little bit more residential. You can see the cars going by. That's actually Middle Beach Road, because we're coming up to a merge. And then we have some restaurants and stores here. Murdy's Sunburn Riviera Bar and Grill. Place I've never eaten. I actually played a musical gig here once, a long time ago. Good people though. They've been here for a while. Another tattoo shop. Now some of the locals might get me on this, but I'm gonna guess. I seem to remember when I first moved here that this was one of those old-time photo studios, you know, where they give you the cowboy hat and they give your wife the dress and you take like an old Western picture. I think that was here. I know someone in the comments is gonna correct me on that, but that's okay. And actually here, this has been a bunch of different things. I would say the weirdest thing that was here was probably they had a wooden slot car track. Now this was not like your slot cars like your Tyco that you get for Christmas. These were big, like, I don't know, good 6-8 inches. And they had a track runner here. We would come, my nephew and I, and look in the windows all the time. It looked really cool. And in the interim, it's been a few different things. Now it's a pizza place. Sorry to say I've never eaten here, but it is still within walking distance of the beach access points that I just showed you. And then across the street, you got Access 50. So for those of you who have a 50th anniversary, a 50th birthday, or made your $50 million lotto purchase, you can come here and take a picture behind the sign like everyone else. Yes, it's corny. Yes, I have also done it. Not gonna lie. And you see right here, originally Front Beach Road went that way, but the road has been changed. Now that's private. It says very clearly no beach parking. And there's a left turn lane. If you get in this left turn lane thinking you're gonna turn left at the light, you're gonna end up with a dead end. So, and just beyond this intersection, golf carts can't turn right, but golf carts can turn left. And this can be quite a busy intersection at times. Across, a lot of permanent residential. And then to the west, you can start to see those houses there, the pastel colored ones, are part of the Margaritaville Resort. And across the street, is the Margaritaville Resort. Once it's a little bit more built up, I'm gonna probably do a video over there too. Rest in peace, Jimmy Buffett. Some happy tourists there. Thank you. And there's a bird feeder here. That's cool. Bird house, I guess. Hey, buddy. This place is kind of interesting. Again, not very wide, but tall. Look at all those windows. Very modern. I love the pavers in the driveway. Everything's so neat and clean. Golf cart parking only. Doesn't look like an official sign, but maybe it is. I could have parked here, I guess. But I was trying to be nice. Love that fence. Look at those railings too. Very cool. And the rich know how to live, don't they? Smile, you're on camera. Yep. Everywhere you go. Even now with my crazy butt. Cool. Block of brick. Very solid. Can't do a YouTube video without a leaf blower. I love this old school stonework here. That's cool. Look at that logo. And get the pseudo Bahama blinds there. Keep the sun out. Cool little carriage house. Who knows? It could be living space. It could be a cottage. They got a nice little patio. Love those pavers. That looks nice. Kind of noisy over here, but you don't come here to sleep, right? Here's an older house. Tongue and groove siding. I mean, this screams like 40s or 50s to me. The carport is awesome. Man, if this was mine, I would have a total gameplay in here. Oh, you could see all the different doors with deadbolts. They're probably individual units, maybe? Hard to say. Or it could be storage. Really hard to say. Window unit there. And there's a central AC on the side of the house, so hard to say. Maybe it's a garage workshop. Love the block. Kind of a low slung A-frame, close to the ground. If you look over the fence, somebody's playing cornhole. Cinder block retaining wall. Probably been here for years. Continuation of the beach. Everyone's got their own solution. You know, you can't really grow sod unless you're gonna spend a bunch of money. So it looks like they've just kind of kept this beachy. Which makes sense. Now here we go. This is done right. The Aloha Beach House. 5-bedroom, 4-bath, hot tub, game room, sauna, cold plunge, putting green, and there's their IG handle. Let's see. Beautiful. Man, I love the font on those numbers. The shaker shingles, and they're parking 4 to 5 cars in here, no problem. Beautiful. There we go. Got something very Coral Gables-ish. Kind of a seafoam green color with the taupe accents. Love the light fixture. The garage has a ceiling fan. That's amazing. I want one of those now. Nice walk up. Beautifully landscaped. And got a little privacy fence. Keep people from trampling them. I mean, you got a Class C parked in the driveway, no problem. Here we are at 48. I wasn't going to go down here, but I kind of saw something interesting. Look at the marlins. Well-behaved women seldom make history. And those cut out marlins. What's really nice is that there's a now that I'm guessing is private. I'm not going to walk there, but here it's a paved wooden walkway. Easier to walk on than the sand, but no one wants to snag their feet in a nail head or get a splinter. But they only probably replace things when they need to be replaced. And you can see the nice deck that goes across from that rental place down to the water. We're here at 47. Another one I wasn't going to walk down, but I happened to look. That's an older place. Look at those blocks. That house isn't going anywhere. You can't knock it down and you can't burn it. That'll be here 40 years from now. But now it's hard to say if this is private or not. Looks like there's a bike rack here. So that's kind of interesting. I haven't seen too many bike racks. We're not really an especially bike-friendly town. Front Beach Road got some money to put in bike lanes, but it's not really, we're not like a Portland or a progressive town like that. But we're trying. Down to the beach, check this out. These are dewberries, or they're like wild blackberries. When they turn black, they're ready to eat. We have them growing everywhere where I work on the property. I bent down and collected a whole bunch of them last year. I thought, well, I'll make some wine with them because we sell winemaking stuff where I work. I found out you need about 12 pounds of blackberries because they're so tart to make a gallon of wine. I had about a pound of blackberries. So my wife made muffins and they were good. Okay, well, somebody told me a legend on this property, the Holiday Inn Express and Suites. We're right across the street from Donovan's liquor store, Tropics, next to the Days Inn. Relatively new, that when they built this, they had excavated a cannon, which was pre-Civil War, so probably Spanish, and then it was on display in the lobby. Of course, I go in and ask the people in there. They were very, very nice, but they thought I was a little strange asking them that. They had no idea what I was talking about. So it's possible that this is just a story. It's possible I got some of the primary facts wrong, or they did find a cannon and it's in somebody's private collection right now. I was hoping to show you a little bit of Spanish treasure, but that's the way it goes. Well, there you have it, and there it is. Thanks for watching. I had fun doing this. Anyone else has special requests of a beach area or Bay County area that they want me to go film and let them know what it's like, I'll be happy to try and do that. I will accommodate all the requests that I can. Bear in mind, this is not my full-time job, so I'll do my best. I'm trying to put out one video a week. I know all the big YouTubers do like one a day, several a day. I just cannot do that with my job. Well, if you enjoyed what you saw here today, hit the like down below. If you want to see more videos like this that I have, hit subscribe. If you want to be reminded when I have a new video out, hit the notification bell. Please like, share, subscribe, comment down below, corrections. I appreciate all of it. Channel is growing slowly but surely, and I've had some really good interactions with a lot of people in the comment section. And I'm having fun doing it, just documenting where I live, and I enjoy it here. If you have any questions, please put a comment down below also. Remember, you are important, and the world needs more people like you. Matt the Lizard.